Let's go. I'm gonna endure. No. Gone and forgotten. Let's hear what she has to say. So we just found, apparently, Aaronville's mother. It's so wonderful to meet you all. And the students about this. It's been a while since I heard that name. Dare I ask the reason for your appearance? All this, it's just a body I control remotely. I use this for our operations. By the way, new outfit. New glam. It's the level 97 dungeon glam. So, we're members of a resistant organization, Oblivion, we call ourselves, and our goal is to thwart Zaral Jah's ambitions for conquest. As a leader, it's prudent that I remain, or I can't be easily found. I see, whimsical appearances notwithstanding, yours is a serious cause. Like you are, the truth be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. And that is, as I expect you already noticed, everything you see within this dome, the buildings, the people, the very earth beneath our feet, is a fusion of two worlds. Stopping such a fusion was Oblivion's original mission. Then does that mean you know who or what is responsible for it? I'm afraid not. This was a long time ago, and our mission statement has become more of a legend that's passed down to members. By the time we joined, our sole objective was stopping Zaral Jah. But we failed to do that, and now he's taken his army outside the dome. None of you wear those strange devices on your heads. Does that have something to do with your work? You mean this? It's a regulator, the pinnacle of electrotechnology, and that we don't wear it is indeed related to our operations. What exactly does it do? Allow me to explain. Regulators have two primary functions. The first, as the name suggests, is the regulation of the wearer's reserves of souls. Should they die, the regulator expands their soul to bring them back to life. Reserve? You mean people walk around carrying spare souls? They do. Souls are packaged in cells, and they can be used to replenish the life force that is lost due to sudden death, such as in accidents. They do nothing for those who die of old age. Distribution of soul cells is based on one's work elevation to encourage exemplary performance when fulfilling their duties. It's like a paycheck. Souls are a common resource, and payment for services rendered. I hate it already. How do you gather these souls? The void set practice of consuming others for their ether comes to mind, and similarly I expect that the act comes with some risk. Ah. Wouldn't the consciousness of others corrupt your own? That is prevented through memory management, a process in which regulators also play a role. Memory management? Then the reason everyone has forgotten Namika's existence. The regulators are constantly recording the memories of their wearer. So if they should suddenly die, their memories can be refreshed as part of the restoration process. This is how they preserve one's identity and sense of self. However, the regulators are also triggered when someone else dies. Reason being is that regulators forcibly extract memories related to the deceased from anyone wearing one. Why would they do such a thing? It's a kindness bestowed upon the people by Everkeep's core system, so that no one has to suffer the pain of loss. So this is what it's meant. So this is what is meant by their memories being in the cloud. Indeed, all memories of the deceased are wiped from the minds of the people and archived in the system. It's a frightening function of the regulators and an integral step in soul cell production. Let's help it. You see, when a person dies of natural causes, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. This is wrong. You're literally destroying the natural order of how life and death works. Idolin, well, she probably already knew, but no, she probably was not, was disappointed by this. Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system to be remembered forever. And this is why people are happy here. On its surface, it's similar to Yakuroi's physiology. But I see nothing noble or comforting in it. This actually takes the term. There's a character in FF9, and one of when they did the artwork and character for her, or like when you see her like in the, I don't know how to really explain it, but at the beginning of the game, or like there's an in-game like thing where it shows the character's name and the character, but they have a line, also a quote, also. And the quote is, "To be forgotten is worse than death." And that's what this is. This is just another. This is literally. It feels like another. This is another reference to that from FF9. This is another FF9 reference to all from that. It doesn't seem so terrible to me personally. All comes down to what you're used to, I suppose. Like the barrier encasing Alexandria. This system was created to overcome the calamity that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. What do you mean transform? Amidst the mounting death toll, scientists used electrodes to devise a means to save what lives they could so that the nation could endure. I understand the people of Alexander did what they believed was best to save their people. I just find it hard to believe that Tulare would also accept this way of living. It came as a shock to us as well. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. Which is why the use of regulators was never compulsory. The people have always been free to go without them if they wish. At least we have the freedom of choice if we want to use them or not. But I'm pretty sure once you've experienced it, you can't let that kind of power go. Saying didn't strike me as the sort of ruler to impose her will on others. Oh, so you've already met her. She's the one who suggested we come to the Thunder Yards in the first place. She also said she wants to help us stop Zoralja. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction and to speak so candidly as well. Whatever her motives, she has given the people a choice: live with the risk of true death or the security of the regulators. Everything that lives must die someday. That is the natural order of things. Quite right, but however you feel about them, it would be easier to understand what the regulators are capable of if you saw it for yourself. I know just the person to show you. As luck would have it, they should be starting work right about now. What are you going to see exactly? Come with me and you'll find out. We've already seen it done. We've seen what it does. With the whole, using a soul shard cell. When we thought that Garul Jaja defeated Zoralja, he came back, which means he used the soul shard cell. Most likely, he is probably gathering souls at a massive rate and is planning to use them to keep himself sustained. Then again, it doesn't seem to allow you to bypass old age, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure a marble jaw can live quite a long life, like a real one. It's terrible. Everything about this is wrong. I'm a firm believer. I'm actually a firm believer. You shouldn't be messing with things like that. You shouldn't be messing with souls and people's life and death. The natural order of life and death. It has to happen, whether you like it or not. Like most people think eternal life or immortality is like, it would be a grand thing, but it's like, no, it wouldn't. It's actually a really bad thing to have in the end. Everyone here? Good. It is the responsibility of the Thunder Yards hunters to fell any beast found wandering the area. Were to be an acquaintance of mine, Striker, one of these hunters. I want to see something. Okay. Oh man! Fireball glow! Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to see that. That's pretty cool. Not to mention, that's 44k. If it crits, it's probably gonna be... It'll be twice as much. So, it'll probably be 80k. Of course, that number's probably gonna go higher once we get better, even higher gear. Because we're only at level 97 gear. So, there's still 100 gear, level gear up there. Huh? That's all. What are you doing here with so many friends? Apologies for the interruption, but I was hoping they might observe you at work. Hunting, you mean? That's fine, I guess. Hold on. I assumed they were wearing special regulators like Queen Sephine's crown. But they aren't wearing anything at all. It's much too dangerous to be here without one. What if they're struck by lightning or attacked by beasts? I can assure you, they're all quite capable of looking after themselves. If anything should go amiss, I will take full responsibility. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Danger aside, there isn't really much to see. It said you're a hunter, but wouldn't it be easier for those mechanical soldiers to guard this place? It would, if not for the fact that they're weak to lightning. Really? That gives us some information. The Thunder Yard being what it is, they've been ordered to steer clear. Huh. Good they are, eh? These facilities are vital to the upkeeping of Alexandria's infrastructure, so it falls to hunters like me to deal with any fiends. Given the danger, we're well compensated for our work. It's a perfect profession for anyone looking to build up savings. The special selection of souls for hunters isn't terrible either. I bought this lot here to see this danger you speak of, if it's not too much trouble to ask. Of course, in which case, it'd be a shame to waste my efforts on just any other beast. Y'all can handle yourselves in a fight, right? If you cause a ruckus slaying what critters you see nearby, there's a chance you'll draw out something worthy of a demonstration. Why don't we just fight you? I'm not sure I understand, but I suppose we should each slay what we can. I already understand what they're doing here. They're gonna show us exactly what the souls can do. Defective Sentry, G8. One thing I really need to learn. Wait a sec. 60 seconds. I have everything, right? Yeah, I have all the things as well. sorry, I'm increase the demolish to 340. What was the original timer on that? Wasn't it 90? Was it always 60? I'm just trying to remember, because I could have sworn Riddle of Fire was a lot longer. What is this? 40 seconds. Honestly, personally, I kind of wish it was like 30 seconds. Oh, that's the worst part. Oh, that's the worst part. The timer does not tick down until... It's fine now. Like I said, the rotation is pretty much almost the same, kinda. It's just now the buttons light up more for what you do. But you're given 2 more buttons to add to your rotation that does more. That just does massive damage, and it's like, oh. This one will do nicely. Hey! She's a monk! We'll help you. No! It's fine, really. I faced worse. Just watch. Let's help. No. And then she'll get up. Preserve. She needs healing. Right. We've seen this before, remember. This is just... The promise of eternal life. This is embarrassing. The bastard caught me. Oh, God. Are you mad? Seriously, let us help. I told you not to worry. This will only take a moment. We've seen this too. Just like Saraja. Come on, let's get out of here. That's also a function of the regulator? I think I understand now how Jiraja was able to return from the dead and defeat Papa, but I'm not sure what we saw at the end there. As soon as the regulator turned red, it was as if you were possessed. Your movements became beast-like. Don't tell me. You empowered yourself with the soul of a beast. I'm reminded of the serpentine soldier we encountered at Vanguard who did the same. So you crossed paths with one of the king's elite. Such a form can only be achieved from gouging yourself on souls, or gorging yourselves on souls. We could do the same in theory, but it's incredibly dangerous. Besides, it's not as if they'd allow hunters to carry that many souls to begin with. Well, I should be getting back to work. Take care. And there you have it. Regulators can be loaded with two kinds of souls. Those of people and those of beasts. The souls of people can be used to grant the user preternatural strength. Naturally, it can also be used to ensure no one suffers an untimely death. And what about the souls of beasts? They work much in the same fashion, imbuing you with the strength of the chosen animal. If, for example, you used the soul of a wolf, you would grow more agile and feral, as you saw with Striker. Using several of the same type at once, however, would result in physical changes. Your teeth might become fangs, your nails claws. Too many, and you'll become more beast than man. Changing one form through the souls of other beings, it becomes more and more reminiscent of void set. Yet, unlike the void, where the cycle of death and rebirth is simply broken, souls here are forcibly taken before they might reach the ethereal sea. Different means to achieve similar ends. A cycle to which all within the dome are bound. This is wrong. This is all wrong. It is indeed hard to accept, being so far removed from our own beliefs. Perhaps more shocking is that the technology to achieve all this was developed hundreds of years ago. The civilization and the reflections are surprising indeed. The worst part of it all is we have no right or place to tell them that that they should not be doing this, because this is not our realm. It's not. Alexandria is not isn't our home. We're visitors in the end here. While we all have our thoughts on souls, for now the important thing is we know what power Zaraja has at his disposal. It is one thing to separate corporeal ether from incorporeal ether, but to strip memories from the soul entirely is unprecedented technology. This is no longer only Toyala's concern, but this is newfound power. Zoral Jah has become a real threat to the entire world. Indeed, he has to be stopped, no matter the cost. The worth of a soul. 0 has been added to the untended codex. Those have been added to the... Oh. Memorant. Embracing Oblivion. I trust you gain an insight into the use of souls in Alexandria. It's shocking, I know. I was overwhelmed myself at first. I expect you need some time to digest it all. But for now, let's head back to Earth and Sky. At this rate, there's something I want to discuss with everyone. Let's take a moment before we head into the tunnel. I'm sorry for delaying us, but I have some thoughts I need to share. In both technology and values, it's plain there's a wide gulf between Toliola and Alexandria. And while Zoraja knows everything about us, we know hardly anything about what he's become. Indeed, we haven't even seen what lies within that enormous tower, Everkeep. So here, I'd like to make a proposal. That is, we work with Tetsuya and her people. We need to learn as much as we can about the enemy. The quickest way would be to join hands with Oblivion. We've only just met them, I know, and we shouldn't be too quick to trust, but the fact remains that they share our desire to stop Taraja. Safine, too, claims to be at odds with the King of Resolve. May I ask why you would cooperate with Oblivion instead? Simple really. Their leader is Aaron Verrill's mother. Meanwhile, whatever Safine may feel, she's a ruler of this nation. There's a greater risk in working with her and less reason to take her at her word. A fair point in knowing Zoraja. He must assume that his arrangement with Safine was not made without some consideration. All I know is that it would be heartening to have allies in this strange realm. I think everyone would agree that any help we can get would be welcome. Hold on, there's no guarantee that it's actually my mother behind the machine. Without seeing her in the flesh, we can't rule out the possibility of a ploy. If it turns out to be a trap, we endanger not only ourselves, but everyone in Totorola. As you say, we have no proof that it really is Kachiwa. But I make my proposal in full awareness of this. Whether we're going to war or striving for peace, we need to learn as much as we can. Otherwise, we can't hope to do anything meaningful. As it stands, we know too little about this realm. We need to remedy that. We need to study the enemy, and then the time comes, strike down Zoraja for good and all. What's more, I trust you, Aaron Vale. You've always had great instincts, honed from your time training under your mother. What if I'm wrong? What if sentiment is clouding my judgment? If it's a trap, then we'll deal with it when it's strong. I trust you. Always the way of it with you. Fine. If you're set on this, then I'll say no more. Then it's settled. Let's head inside and secure ourselves some new allies. Abdullah? There's something I need to tell you and your people. We came here for no other reason than to strike down Zaraja. But I thought he was your brother. Do you really mean to kill your own kin? My kin invaded our nation and murdered our people. As vow resolved, it falls on me to bring him to account. I am prepared to do what I must, and I won't hesitate when the time comes. Like us, you and yours oppose Zaraja. In light of this, I propose that we work together to stop him once and for all. That face on the screen, it's so funny. I realize that this is sudden, that it's a gamble to trust someone you've only just met. But I would trust in the conviction of anyone who shares my goal. So fight with me, I beg you. As you say, our goals align, but I don't doubt your resolve in the least. If you hadn't proposed working together, I would have done so instead. Truth be told, it's been tough going at it alone. We've gathered ample intelligence. We don't have the strength to take decisive action. Besides, how could we not trust you? My only son is with you, my fuzzy little bun-bun. My fussy little bun-bun. It's all the reason I need. Then it's decided. Here to a fruitful collaboration. Yay! Thank you, everyone. Together we'll achieve great things, I'm sure of it. Then let's not waste any time. We've been wondering about Zaraja's whereabouts. Is there a palace inside that tower? As a fashion, the king resides on the uppermost level, but while Queen Scene has a penchant for going out in public, he seldom shows himself. It's because he doesn't care. More, his movements are highly classified. Not even his commanders are privy to that information. If anyone knows where he is at any given time, it could only be the Queen. Even if we don't know where his whereabouts, Zaraja will eventually march on Tulul again. That's when we could go after him. The drawback is we'd have to wait for the invasion to happen. Innocents would be put in harm's way. There's also the possibility that he'll leave everything to his minions and not command the army in person. No. No. He'll take the field. What makes you so certain? My brother has always yearned to surpass our father. That's why he attacked Tortural. After waiting for 30 years, the first thing he wanted to do was demonstrate his newfound strength. But killing Papa didn't satisfy him, so now he's bent on proving himself stronger than me and Koana, who bested him in the right of succession. He challenged me to strike him down. He wants a duel to show everyone that he's superior to the Dawn Servant, and he won't let his minions deprive him of the pleasure. Then why hasn't he appeared and given you your chance? Surely he's aware of our presence here. Because he wants us prepared. At that, I can only guess. Perhaps he wants to dazzle us with his wondrous realm. But he won't deem to appear, and we'll force him to do so. But how? Even as we gather intelligence, we make no move to attack him. Show absolutely no interest in a confrontation. Knowing him, he'll tire of waiting and turn his attention to Koana instead. He'll attack Toriola again, as he said he would. I see. If you believe this is the best approach, then we'll have no objections. Any campaign against Toriola requires that Zaraja lead his forces through Vanguard. He'll have lookouts. Keep an eye on it all day and night. Such a strategy is certainly viable. If we're proceeding with it, though, we should warn those outside. Indeed, they need time to prepare their defenses. I should be glad to coordinate our efforts. I'm already in regular contact with Yustola, and we'll make sure to keep our comrades appraised of development. You can leave Vanguard to us. We'll send word at the first sign of movement. Seems we have a plan. While we wait for Zaraja to move, you do well to prepare for battle, and it begins with familiarizing yourself with the technology that empowers him. To that end, I'll show you to Oblivion's main headquarters. Oh, I thought this was the place. This was it. You'd be impressed to know that we're located right inside that tower, in the residential district of Solution 9. We're going there, hiding a tree in the forest, as it were. The only question is how to get you through the checkpoint. About that, see, Sabine said she'd make it so we could enter without issue. She did. Curious. She's not supposed to have such authority over sentries. If I recall correctly, her words were that she would register us as guests. I see, perhaps we're in the clear then. When you're ready, come and meet me at the tower entrance. Before you head out, give us a moment to introduce ourselves properly, eh? After all, names are good to know when working together. While Oblivion has operatives all over, we are the main crew here. I'm Geode, the leader of this hideout, and the depending young twins behind me are Nostalgia and Wayaki. Twins. Near Automata, or at least the Near series twins? I'm Nostalgia. It's a pleasure to meet. My sister and I were born and raised inside the barrier. We've been with Oblivion for 3 years, and our main duties are surveillance and provisions. Twins, eh? That explains the resemblance. Walakali is a Tuanawatan name, unless I'm mistaken. That's right, our mother was Tuluian and our father is Alexandrian. They wanted to honor both cultures. They're beautiful names. Thank you. Though I have no memories of my mother, I'd like to think I carry a part of her with me. But what made you decide to join the Blade? We wanted to avenge our father. Ambrose was his name. And years ago, he was taken away after a scuffle with a soldier over a disagreement. It was a minor incident, so at first we clung to the hope that he'd be released. But when months went by with no word from or about him, we made the decision to remove our regulators. We had already lost the memories of our mother. We don't want to lose those of our father as well. We've all forgotten about him now. Everyone who had known him. Even here, he thinks nothing of his own people. Sometime later, we were approached by a member of Oblivion, hoping to get justice for our father. We joined the Order. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to darken the mood. No, I appreciate you sharing this together. We'll avenge your father. Thank you. Something tells me you have what it takes. You introduce yourself too. Come on. It's pretty much the same story for me. And while mine is a Tawantin name, I haven't the faintest idea how things are outside the barrier. It's my dream to go and see it with my own eyes. Our mother's homeland. Once peace is restored, you must come and visit. The wilds are beautiful, the food delicious, and everyone's so nice you'll love it. And that's us here. You'll meet others in the back room. That's our headquarters. The back room. Some of them are a little eccentric. They have good hearts after all. And at least something. One last thing. It isn't exactly my place to say this, but thank you for seeking out Cthulhu. She talks about you so much. It's clear how important you are to her. That's all. Be good to your mother while you still can, eh? Well, we'll let you go now. Feel free to use this hideout as you like. Meanwhile, and Everkeep. These must be the souls. Or the database.
You've been consulting with Wook Lamat. No matter. I do not know what you are scheming. But when your realm lay on the brink, you were powerless. You had no choice but to turn to me. Whatever sentiment you may feel for her, it is my power you require. Is it not?
Perhaps. And yet, knowing the love that Wook Lamat bears for her people, how she regards them all as kin, I cannot help but wish to spare her the same pain I have suffered. What's more, her friends possess new knowledge. Were we to work together, we might find another path. I know you're loath to consider it, but is there no hope for peace with Tuliolo? What we've already done may be unforgivable, but it needn't continue. You needn't kill your brother and sister.
I slew my only flesh and blood. Yet you attempt to sway me with an appeal to family. The memory of my father's final moments still fills me with disappointment. Age came for him before I did. For long years, I sought to prove the miracle. And weak as he was, defeating him achieved nothing. To kill them is my only recourse. Wuklamat and Kona, who bested him as he was in his prime.
They are still your siblings, even if not by blood. That such bonds should mean so little to you.
I am bound to no one. Serve none save myself. I made that clear when first you spoke to me in the Golden City. Remember, I can easily kill your beloved family. If you would protect them, cast aside any foolish notions. Your wisdom and abilities are valuable insofar as Argos align. So think well before you act, Queen of Reason. Uklamat, if you are Father's worthy successor, then you will find your way to me. But should you fall short, I will lay waste to Tuli Yolal.
What now?
I really thought Bakul Jaja would be like the big bad, but then that changed rather quickly. That changed really fast, and then he became. I didn't like Bakul Jaja the way he acted, and then once we saw the twist, it was like, oh, okay, now he's one of my favorite characters. But Zoraja, I do not like him. I can't stand people like that who are just literally empty inside.